the night, ash in the temple door. We traded the fear of God for the comfort of borrowed kings. Now iron chariots thunder and the old judge weeps and sings. Into the hands of Philistia we fall, we bleed, we learn. When we forget our deliverer, the fire becomes our turn. Raise up my ruin as witness, let every wound testify. We broke the oath we were given, now we are learning to cry. Ark on a foreign cart, priest in a trembling line, echoes of one split seas fade in the dust of time. We shouted with empty hearts, tried to command the skies, but glory departed slow from unrepentant eyes. Into the hands of Philistia we fall, we bleed, we learn. When we forget our deliverer, the fight becomes our turn. Raise up our ruin as witness, let every wound testify. We broke the oath we were given, now we are learning to cry. How many harvests stolen? How many vineyards burned? How many sons in armor before our hearts return? From Gaza's mocking laughter to Shiloh's silent ground, the Holy One still thunders in every crashing sound. Philistia, we fall, we bleed, we learn. When we remember our deliverer, the tide begins to turn. Raise up our ruin as altar, let every tear sanctify. We lift our broken allegiance, God of our fathers. Yet you kept your altar ready for a fire not yet found. Flame climbs up the angel's path, smoke wraps round the stars above. An old man falls upon his face, overwhelmed by holy love. Manoah of Zorah, cry to the sky. You who had nothing, now you lift your eyes. From a barren silence to a war-torn time. Manoah of Zorah, your hope versus dry wind over Zorah, gust in the vineyard rose. Empty home, aging hands, silent years like stones. She kneels by the well, clay jar, a simple day, when the air turns heavy and the sky draws away. His shadow cuts through sunlight, robes bright as hammered steel, eyes like burning rivers, voice that bends the flame from the rock, I stand before you. Word from the highest, carved in your bones. offering on the stone. Ask the stranger, what is your name? He says it's wonder, it's unknown. Hey! Fire leaps from dry earth, heat like 1,000 suns. The messenger climbs the blaze, rising where the river runs. Face to dirt in terror, ash in their shaking hands. If we die, then we have seen the commander of all lands. Let his hair fall like a sign. First crack in the empire, first tremor in their line. In the dark of the Philistine banners, in the clang of a distant war, a mother whispers softly, son, remember who you're fighting for. cracked and silent, every prayer a dry old bone. Then a blaze in the doorway, robes like a stormlit sky. He spoke her hidden name, and every fear ran dry. Let nothing twisted touch you while this seed sleeps in the deep. For the child that you carry will rise where others fall. Strength in his unshorn shadow, a living oath for share the vow. Nazirite fire in the blood somehow. No blade on his brow, no poison on her tongue. An unseen crown of covenant, growing strand by strand undone. A river held in restraint, till the day it splits the stone. A nation bound in chains, waiting on a single boy. Dark, set apart the womb, let no bitter cup pass through. Guard the promise like a spark. Do not stay in the vessel, do not share the vow. Nazirite fire in the blood somehow. stone. Every taunt and tribal laugh turns to awe around the throne. He walks the fields in silence till the storm ignites his blood. When the unseen power falls, he's a tidal wall of flood. Seized by the Spirit like thunder in his veins, lifted by a holy fire that no iron chain contains. Seized by the Spirit from the cradle and an untamed prayer, then a rushing flame like a river burning through my veins. Lion in the vineyard, roaring at the chosen one. Flesh and bone and thunder fall before the breath of God. Empty hands full of power, hear my heart like beating drums. Lion in the vineyard, torn apart as glory comes. I do not bow, I do not run. Strength not mine, but it fills my lungs. Claws in my skin, I answer with a shout. Spirit like a storm ripping through its mouth. Lion in the vineyard, roaring at the chosen one. Flesh and bone and thunder fall before the breath of God. Bloody hands holy calling on the road to claim my love. Lion in the vineyard, torn apart as glory comes. to eat. Out of the strong came sweetness.
Can you cut through hunger and hide your greed? Answer the riddle or choke on your need.
Out of the eater something to eat. Out of the strong came sweetness.
You plowed with my heifer, stole what I'd keep. Now I'll tear through your gates and your fathers will weep.
Sun like a hammer on his back, lion's blood drying on his hands, jawbone hanging from the pack. Vineyards behind him, wedding feast torn into shreds, their riddle still ringing in his skull, cold vows echo in his head.
Ascalon of burning sand, he comes alone, he does not bend. 30 fall beneath his hand, their woven pride, their dying breath. Ascalon of burning sand, he walks through armor, walks through death. Strip the spoils, strip their stand, he wears their shame as a scarlet brand.
One shout, then a choking flood of dust, as tendons snap like brittle twine. Eyes like a storm front, every blow a broken oath. He counts them softly as they drop, 30 promises for 30 codes.
Ascalon of burning sand, he comes alone, he does not bend. 30 fall beneath his hand, their woven pride, their dying breath. Ascalon of burning sand, he walks through armor, walks through death.
faces nameless now. 30 riddles answered loud, garments torn from cooling skin, payment made for borrowed sin. Let their banners rot and fade, let their boasting feed the grave. From shattered shield to blood-soaked hem, he turns his back, he paid for them.
He comes alone, he does not bend. 30 fall beneath his hand, their woven pride, their dying breath. Ashkelon of burning sand, he walks through armor, walks through death. Strip the spoils, strip their stand, he wears their shame as a scarlet brand.
Lion blood drying on my hands. Jawbone still warm, I walk this cursed and stolen land. Laughter from hills, Philistine wine on their breath. Fields fat with grain, they never tasted our death.
Foxfire of Samson, running through the night. 300 shadows turn to blazing light.
heartbeat drums in my skull. Knot after knot, twisting vengeance into rope. One spark lit bright, I turn your plenty into smoke. Foxfire of Samson, running through the night. 300 shadows turn to blazing bite. Tail bound to tail, every fur aflame. Watch your golden harvest howl my name. Foxfire, Foxfire, I carve my justice in your grain. Run, little embers, through vineyards and groves. Race through the sheaves, through the silvered rows. Each streak of light is a promise I swore. Every burning trail means you'll mock me no more. You'll mock me no more. You'll mock me no more. Foxfire of Samson, running through the night. 300 shadows turn to blazing light. Tail bound to tail, every fur aflame. Watch your golden harvest howl my name. Foxfire, Foxfire, Foxfire of Samson, scorched upon your throne. Laughing in the ashes, I stand alone. Tail bound to tail, every fur aflame, till every field remembers my name. My name. Foxfire, Foxfire. They tie my hands to fresh cords, mocking my name in their rusted swords. Soil in my hair, dust on my face. They think I'm done, they misjudge this grace. I break the ropes like birds. Skulls in the dust, steel in the sun. One man, one bone, 1,000 slain. Shout of the tribe, storm in my veins. Each broken blade echoes my name.
Like burning thread. Breathe in the battle, taste the rage. I stand alone, the earth shakes under me. Jawbone of fire in my hand, 1,000 fall, I make my stand. Samson rises wild and free.
On the wind, blood on the stone. When the battle ends, I walk home alone. 7 dark braids, crown of a promise made, gates on his shoulders. At midnight he laughed at armies that feared his stride. Asked him the why. 3 times he rose, played with danger, pulled the rope. Silver clinked in another hand. She pressed the question he could not stand. On stone, he feels them bend. Let my death be my